I see the others having fun, something I've not done in a while. It's hard not to be envious, Lord, 'cause Lord knows I've paid my dues, and I deserve to be happy too, but it don't seem like it'll be soon. But I just wanna have more than 1 meal a day, eat my fill and have some food to spare. I just wanna have just a little bit more, not even as much as they do. I bet the raindrops rip on them.
We're back from the break. We're talking about the man's worth. This is the last episode when we're dealing with that particular topic here on Solid Jamaz. But today we were looking at the idea of men crying, men being vulnerable, men showing their vulnerability boldly, but society coming up and ridiculing them one way or another.
You know, it's funny you should say that. As a country in Uganda currently, we are mourning the death of our
Speaker of Parliament.
Yeah. But get this. No one knows exactly what killed the man.
Yeah.
Except the man.
Yeah.
So why didn't the man come and tell us that he was struggling?
Yeah.
Why did the man leave us in suspense? His father is saying it was poison. Papa saying he had cancer. Papa saying he was given poison that caused him cancer. Which is it? And if he was in pain, why didn't he speak? What was he trying to protect? And those around, what are they trying to protect? And
why is there a mystery around his death?
And not just him. Significant people die in Uganda, in Africa, and their death is shrouded in mystery. And we're left wondering, why? What happened? And isn't it interesting that a man's a public figure, but as the thing that pains him,
it's private.
It's private. Are you seeing how we live? Do you remember last year when Joe Biden had to undergo, I think it was a colonoscopy?
Yeah. I'm one of the guys who was like, this is not something you tell people, because I didn't know what it was until I Googled. And I didn't like what I read.
How do you feel about that now?
Well, I don't know. I thought it's bold enough because he's in a place where he's a leader of the country.
Thank you.
But if it was up to me, even up to today, I don't think I would say that.
That's why you're here, and he's there.
I'll just say I'm going to hospital, routine, whatever it is.
So we're talking about the difference in societies.
Yeah.
And how we handle private matters or things that are... Now, see, a public person has no private life.
That's the issue we need to know, yeah.
You get? As a leader, there are people that you are accountable to, and everything about you is there in the open for them. I personally believe I'm one of those people whose life belongs to the world. And that's why there are some things that I can't share freely, you know, without shame. Because I know that out of my life comes a light that shines the path for another life. That is how we do it. So for Biden to come and say, guys, I'm going to be dead for a bit, so I'm giving the leadership to this person. Now here, man just booms. Wake up in the morning, here, this man has been flown out. It tells you how we treat the pain of men as a society. Yeah? And then it becomes worse when those men go. And then everyone is now clamoring for their legacy. But what is legacy? We're talking about the worth of a man. And the legacy is the worth of a man measured after he has passed on. But it does not go with it. It stays behind. With who? With the society.
With the society itself.
So how should the society treat hurting men? You know, if they are going to remain with a good legacy?
The society has actually changed quite a bit, especially in the current internet, social media society. you see the anger that is out there in society. You see the not caring that is out there. People don't give a damn. You see how people can tear people.
We should talk about the importance of giving a damn one of these days.
Yeah, people can tear others to pieces. There's a friend of mine in Nairobi.
It's a thing.
A friend of mine in Nairobi
do that
called
for likes.
Robert Burale. He's a big name actually.
Mm-hmm.
Last I checked, he was in Rwanda, and he keeps going
So he's
on
your
with
friend?
his life. Yeah, he's a friend.
You should come onto the show.
Yeah, he's always wanted to come to the show. By the way, he's gonna come to the show. He knows he's gonna come to the show. So the past several weeks, people have been tearing into him.
Why?
Allegations
That
he swindled money from I don't know who, and so on and so forth. But the man is moving on with his life, his public life, and so on. The society today, whether those things are true or they are not, the things that the society is raising, the society today cannibalizes people easily, and they walk away not caring to the next victim. I think I did this. I wrote this note on my Facebook at some point in time that it was like a pattern in Kenya. Guys, there's the hashtag KOT, Kenyans on Twitter. Guys will gang up on someone and just shred that guy, right? Whether the allegations and the rumors are true or not. Let me give you a very funny story by the KOT themselves. So they ganged up against a guy that you and I know is an international marketer. He's called Seth Godin. Seth Godin goes to South Africa, or he has a South African friend who tells him something about in their Zulu language or whatever it is, something, I think if I get my facts correct, is Sawubona. Okay, Sawubona. And you know, when Seth Godin was pronouncing it, it sounded like Sawabwana. So Kenyans, so Seth Godin went ahead and explained Sawubona means I got you, something of that nature. And he was doing it in a video. So Kenyans got a hold of that video, and they started pummeling this guy, as in beating Seth Godin up that he's messing up the Swahili and he's a fake motivational speaker and so on. Now, something unique about Seth Godin is this: he has a Gmail address and he responds promptly. So I went to Seth Godin's Gmail. I shot him an email, and I told him, I got the screenshots of what people are saying, and I told him this is what's going on. And I actually thought myself that he actually meant Sawa Bwana, because I watched the clip. He sounded like he's saying Sawa Bwana, as in yes man. So when I broke down what Sawa Bwana means, Seth Godin was very gracious. He not only told me that he's not talking about Sawa Bwana, he's talking about Sawubona, and he led me to a clip and a link that defines the principle. It's a very powerful principle. I think we need to Google it and talk about it on Solid Jamaz.
For me,
and now this is the clincher, because once Seth Godin did that, I also took screenshots of his reply and put them where? On Twitter and on social media. Guys couldn't care a hoot, couldn't even apologize, but they had spent a whole week cutting the man down.
You see, we are living in a generation of underachievers. And the best achievement that some people have
is to pull somebody else down.
No, it's the number of Twitters they have on, the number of followers they have on Twitter.
Yeah.
And guess how they get it? By being vile. Ask myself sometimes how I will handle the days when people begin to throw the proverbial Twitter stones at us. Because for me, this is my philosophy. If I use a word like stupid, have I slapped you?
Nope.
Have I beaten you? Are you stupid?
I'm not.
So why are you hurt? That might work, might not work. But then what I'm saying is that we are living in a society that is living so below humanity par. Yeah? That it is natural and normal to pull down people into the cesspool and vitriol that is their lives.
To laugh at people.
Because you're going through pain. Are you seeing this? And so it's a thing that you also find interesting. That personally, for you've brought up Seth Godin. Mine is my mentor, Amos Wekesa.
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah, so people came up.
It's not even the first time, but
people came at Amos about being a motivational speaker, and I was so pissed.
Let's just tell the guys what exactly were people against Amos Wekesa.
Generally, if you know, people have a problem with motivational speakers.
Yeah.
Lately, generally, why? Why would people have a problem with motivational speakers unless people were chronically depressed that motivational speakers can't help them anymore?
I have been thrown out of very many WhatsApp groups for posting motivation.
Because people are chronically depressed. So they can't do anything for themselves.
Yeah.
So what is a motivational speaker going to do for them? And so people were coming at Amos and saying all sorts of things. They even dragged his dear wife into the mix.
Yeah.
And I was like, no. This is wrong. I came at them. I said, first of all, if it takes marrying a white woman to be successful in Uganda,
why don't you
go and marry your own?
Yeah, and then
how many people do you know who have married white women?
Yeah, and they're not this
successful. Who are successful?
Yeah.
Besides having dreads.
Yeah.
That's all they can show for having a white woman in their lives.
Yeah.
Then second, I said, guys, when did we become so poor that we can refuse wisdom which has been given to us for free? Because that's what Amos does. He gets online and shares wisdom for free. I was honored to spend about 2 hours with Amos in the past 1 week. Yeah, I went to see him at his office, and I left the presence of Amos.
Yeah. Royally fed,
significantly wealthier than I had been. So, honoring men, honoring someone who has something to teach you. Even a blind man can show you something if you're willing.
Even your child, your 10-year-old,
can teach you.
Yeah.
So it is ignorance and foolishness that we live in as a generation that has people throwing stones at men who are struggling. But guess what? If you're an everyday ordinary man, no one is going to notice you. So no one is going to throw stones at you. But if you're a man who is trying to do something in your life
and you're failing,
and you're failing like normal men, then it is also expected that there'll be more attacks on you. The other day I saw Davis wrote a post and said, if for those who don't know, they'll call it luck, they'll call it, connections, nepotism, and all those ignorant words will be thrown in there because they don't know.
Yeah.
But those of us who know, remember, and guess what we'll do? We'll get onto the phone and say, oh, how are you doing? How is today? I know things are tight. Hang in there. So I'm saying this to say that what I noticed that we have decided to do as Solid Jamas is that we are not going to be part of those people who are throwing stones at wounded warriors. No. We are going to be those people who come with salve, the words of healing, the words of grace. Now, you know what's amazing is Amos wrote back to me on Twitter that time. I said, are you the one who said this? Are you the one who wrote this? I'm like, I cannot take it when people who have no clue begin ridiculing our teachers.
Exactly.
We are friends.
So you know what? there are two things out there.